Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Wednesday, October 12th. We are currently in Santa Rosa, New Mexico. We reloaded yesterday in Neosho, Missouri. We loaded at NutriBlend, a load of animal feed, animal supplies, and we are taking it to Willcox, Arizona. We are going to be delivering tomorrow morning, probably about 7:30. As for our day yesterday, we left the house about around 11 o'clock in the morning. I went to pick up the truck, left out of there about 11:30 or 12. Loaded about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or arrived. We got out of there closer to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we made it into Texas on I-40 last night. Got to the rest area in, I can't think of the name of the town. It's McLean, I think. But it's that first large rest area going west on 40. They've opened up a little parking area, reopened it since then. As you first cross the border, we didn't stay there. We went in and went on into the larger rest area where we had restrooms and everything. And yes, I did abandon my co-driver this week. I left Coco at the house. Reason being is the truck is a mess. It's not a dirty mess. It's just a cluttered mess right now. Cluttered in that I don't have access to the things that I want to work with regularly. And I wanted to rearrange the truck this week, which means getting some stuff down when I have time, setting it down here on the floor, and probably not getting finished. So, easier to keep her out of the truck this week so I would have the room to work around without having to step on her and over her, and her grabbing everything that I put down on the floor that I don't have time to put back up, and all that good stuff. One day into it, I hate it. I already feel guilty. I was stopped at a rest area, or not a rest area, truck stop in New Mexico at Russell's. And I'm looking at dog treats and dog toys, and it's like you just keep thinking that animal is there beside you. Once you get used to it, it's weird not having her in here with you. And meanwhile, she's acting a fool at the house, so I'm sure everybody at the house is ready for her to get back in the truck. Maybe we'll be able to swing back by and get her this week, but at the very least, we'll have her back in the truck after the next time we go home. Anyway, we just caught off on US 54 here in Santa Rosa. We are going to be cutting down through Carrizozo into Alamogordo and over to Las Cruces, and then shooting across into Arizona. I like going this way almost any time I go to Arizona when I'm not in a hurry, but in this case, just going to Willcox, it's actually the route you need to be taking, because you're just barely into Arizona when you reach Willcox. We possibly had enough time to make it all the way to Willcox today. However, we wouldn't make it in time to unload. Cutoff is 4 o'clock, so we will be unloading first thing in the morning. Not sure what we're going to be doing from there. Obviously, not very many loads at all in Willcox, Arizona, so we may be having to deadhead over to Phoenix for a pickup on for a pickup on Friday, possibly Thursday afternoon, but most likely Friday. Looking around at stuff back in New Mexico, or potentially there in Tucson, maybe Nogales. Just kind of seeing what we can find. But that should catch you up to where we're at right now, and we will check back up with you here a little bit later. Good morning, Thursday, October 13th, and we are just about to enter Willcox, Arizona. The sign is right in front of us. We'll be exiting off of the interstate here in a mile and a half to go make our delivery. We'll be about 5 miles away once we exit, so not exactly sure where we're going in town. I guess we shall see.
After 1 mile, keep right and take the exit.
I got started about 35 miles back in San Simon. Made it to there last night, got past the way station and to the truck stop there in San Simon, which put us only about 40 miles away from delivery. I expect the unload should go pretty fast today, being animal feed, animal nutrition type stuff at a feed supply, so I don't expect they'll hold us there very long. I hope they don't anyway, because we have a lot of nothing to do today. Nothing besides get on a load boards and start working for a load. Definitely going to have to work for it today if we're going to stay in this area. There's not much at all out here. We could end up having a deadhead a couple hundred miles to go pick up a load. I'm hoping to keep the deadhead under 100, but very, very few options, and those options do not seem to be paying very well. But what is lately? Now it looks like we followed this ramp around, and we're going to stay on whatever road this is. Looks like a business loop for about 4.5 miles to Highway 186, and then we should pretty much be there. This place is supposed to open up at 7:30, and that is about the time we are going to get there. Been dragging my feet down the road a little bit. That way I wouldn't be getting there before they opened. Everybody's having a good day out there, whatever day you happen to be seeing this. Got my eye on a load right now going to Iowa. So far, the broker that has this one has gotten a few loads out there, and every one I've tried to get, they've rejected me on as far as the rate goes. So kind of waiting to see if this one gets nabbed up by somebody willing to run cheap, or if it'll hang around here for a little while. It's picking up real close to the border out here in the middle of nowhere, so maybe it'll hang around. Maybe it'll hang around for a little while, enough that I can get the rate up a little bit. Got the good enough rate coming out here that, I mean, I expected to not be too happy with what I left here with, but I still want to try to do the best I can. And since that load goes quite a ways, I need to get the rate up a little bit higher to make it average out good with this one. also waiting on my broker to let me know one way or another regarding another load going back to Arkansas. It wasn't a guarantee that they were going to get it. It was supposed to, maybe type thing. It's got a pretty significant deadhead on it, but it goes home and it looks like it'll have a high enough rate that it turn out just as good as everything that's out here. But we shall see. You never know. That load, the rates may have dropped as well. Welcome to Willcox, says the sign. Elevation 4,167 feet, founded in 1880. Bumpy road coming into town here. Livestock auction there, and they all ride horses everywhere. They keeping it old school for sure. Right. Just getting into town now. Speed limit slowing down to 35. And there's 186 going west. We got to go up here a little ways to 186 going east. Going to Made Right Feed Supply. I think it's Feed Supply. It should probably be pretty obvious once I get there. It won't be hard to figure out where I'm going to. It's not like a big city or something where you got 15 warehouses in one street that all look identical. You don't know which one to pull into at 2 o'clock in the morning. Now hopefully I didn't just jinx myself and I drive right by it. GPS here telling me turn by turn how to get to the place. It makes you wonder, how did we manage 30 years ago with none of this stuff? There, I already see a sign for Made Right Feeds. They're making it easy for us. The dining car, it's a restaurant. That's interesting. Made it. Just got to figure out where we go from here. Got a sign for business hours.
stop right here, and I am going to go check in and see what we need to do, and I'll check back with y'all in a little while. Centered on this dock good. Can't see the dock plate on either side. I look to be straight with everything else. Trying to get back there to it without banging the dock hard. All done but the cleanup. All right, there's the load that we delivered. Now it's time to go find our next adventure. Get out, slide our axles real quick. Alright, just updated macro point. Sent a quick message to the broker that we are done. And now all we have to do is pull back on the scale for some reason. Don't quite understand that, having palletized feed. They don't know what each little thing weighs, but I guess it's one of them places where it's a standard procedure for everything. In most situations, you go somewhere like this and you get on the scale with palletized freight and they yell at you because you weren't supposed to be on there. It was for bulk only. But they told me to get on it when I came in and get off for a lightweight on the way out. So that's what we're going to do. Looks like we got just one on the scale right now. And how this typically works in most places, now don't quote me as all places, but in most places, you do kind of a one-on-one situation when you have one scale. You got people coming in, people going out, and you let one out, one will come in. One will scale out, one will scale in. Not that much going on here, so don't really have to see that in action. Oh, this guy right here, he actually tried to go around me coming in. I was sitting outside the gate waiting for one of their company trucks to scale. And as the truck pulled off the scale, he immediately come in and was going around me to get on the scale. He had to stop halfway through the gate and back up. I had been sitting there for a few minutes, so my truck was shut off, so I just had to start the truck, and I guess he thought he was going to jump around. And had he went around me, I would have just waited, because that's the type of person I am in most situations. Now, you can catch me on my days where I'd be the one to jump out there and throw the biggest fit you ever seen, but if it's not going to cost me anything in the long run, typically I'll just shake my head and wait. Sometimes they don't realize what you're doing. They think maybe you're just parked there or something. And they go in and out of the place all the time, so they think since they know what they're doing and you must not know what you're doing, so they just assume you're just sitting there. We're gonna go get our scale taken. We'll be right back. Okay, now we are officially done. Scaled out. Came in here loaded at 75,880, and we are leaving at 33,300. So the cargo weight was 42,580. Had a feeling it was heavier than the 40,100 that was put on the bill of lading. But we are just a little under a half a tank of fuel, 33,300 pounds empty. So, as you can tell, I am capable of hauling 47,000 pounds with this truck, with everything I have in it, and with a decent amount of fuel. I don't want to get that heavy, but I can, and I will. Sometimes you need that with water loads and things like that, because a water load may be 43,000 pounds, 44,000 pounds. Sometimes it's in excess of 46,000 pounds. Alright, just enough room to get around there to keep your tires off the curb. No trains. Another view at the dining car. Oh, looks like they may cook with... Nah, they don't cook with that. Surely not. Probably just have that burning out there for looks. Like I said, our load is complete. We are leaving town. You already seen it on the way in, so no need to see it on the way out. So we're going to wrap this video up, and we'll be back with you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.